So the best things about fingerless gloves is that you can hold your coffee without worrying that you're going to drop it. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Altknots. Altknots is all about alternative crochet, spooky central, Halloween 24/7. That's basically what this entire channel is about. So if that's something that you love and it's just like a part of your well-being, you should definitely hit the subscribe and the notification bell as well to be a part of this ghoul family. So the pattern that we're going to be doing today is these amazing fingerless gloves that are super comfortable and incredibly warm. And I know what you're gonna say, it's August, we don't really need to worry about like keeping your fingers warm while you're headed outside. I know, I get it, and I hear you, but also when that brisk weather hits, you're gonna be glad that you already have a pair of these whipped up. Because let me tell you, as soon as it gets just a little bit brisk out and I actually need to use gloves, my like desire and like will to crochet something out of necessity, it just like diminishes. I don't know if that's a thing for everyone or if that's just me, but if I wake up one morning I'm like, ooh, I wish I had a pair of gloves right now, maybe I'll just like come back and like make some today, then I just get distracted by like so many other things throughout the day because I'm like, well, this is something that I need to do, but here's 20 other projects that I wish I could be doing right now because that seems more fun. So basically, if you kind of feel along that same lines, you're definitely gonna want to get a jump on some of your winter/fall crochet items. I'm just gonna go grab them here so you can take a look at a little bit closer of what we're gonna be making today. All right, so here is a little bit of up close and personal of what we're gonna be making today. And fingerless gloves, they're super easy to make. This pattern especially is beginner friendly and it's a quick go. Honestly, because I just, like I said, when it's an essential thing that I need, I don't want to spend a lot of time doing it because I want to use it like today. So that was the basis of this pattern, was quick, easy, and something that's fun, and it's gonna go with basically anything that you're gonna wear for the fall. Another fun thing about these fingerless gloves is that you don't have to make a left and a right one. So, you know, obviously with mittens, you need a left and a right one, otherwise it would be silly and one would be upside down or inside out or however you look at it. But these, they're basically exactly the same. You just have to crochet a little finger hole, and even that is super simple because you're just gonna be making a chain of 5 and then continuing on and then just crocheting right over top of that. So basically as simple as it can get for a cute little thumb hole. And also because I love putting studs on literally everything and anything that I can, I felt like that was necessary for these fingerless gloves. Maybe a bit extra, but I love them. So the yarn that I'm going to be using today is the Premier yarn that I did a review of last week, because I have a couple of giant bobbins left and I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. So I thought I'd kind of just like go down the list of things that I needed to do and keep testing it out. But basically for this pattern, it did exactly what I needed it to do. It's incredibly soft. Like, this yarn is gonna be perfect, and I want to make like 10 more pairs of these just to have. And the fact that this yarn, you can throw it in the wash and the dryer is like perfect. Gloves are like one of those things that just are like constantly either wet, dry, or have to be put in the washer and dryer because, you know, you're constantly using them. And I don't know if it's you, but I hate putting on wet gloves. So during the winter, as soon as they're wet, nope, we're done. If we can dry them out, cool. Otherwise, we're just gonna throw them in the wash and dryer and we're just gonna forget about that. So the fact that these are able to throw in the wash and dryer, it just makes it that much better of a pattern. Also, like I had said in the review, this is an anti-pill yarn, so which is super, super cool because once again, you are gonna grab things constantly when you have gloves on, and it's just gonna like naturally rub on things or get snagged on things. Just the nature of being gloves. And this way, you know, if it gets thrown in the washer, all those pills are just gonna fall right off and you can move on with your day and not be super pissed that your awesome fingerless gloves are now ruined because they're just covered in pills, which is literally my least favorite thing when it comes to mittens. And I cannot tell you how many pairs that I've thrown away due to the fact that they have just like pillage all over them. Another thing that's awesome about this pattern is that we're not even going to be crocheting in the round, so it's super beginner friendly. If you're literally just looking to practice some stitches and have this really cool project at the end, this is an ideal project for a beginner. Also, with everybody thinking about the holidays, these would be the perfect project to make because I haven't tried it, but I bet you could whip up quite a few of these in one night. These just by itself took me a little under an hour to make. So having said that, once you make one, it's like crazy easy to make the next one because it's all like muscle memory, and then you're gonna really see how super simple this project is, and you're gonna be like, oh, I can definitely do quite a few in one night. So just to throw that out there, these would make adorable little holiday gifts too. Also, with pumpkin season literally right around the corner, these would be adorable to take pictures with pumpkins. I might just be a little bit biased because that's kind of what I had in mind when I made this crochet pattern here, but I think it would look adorable with like tiny little pumpkins. So just throwing that out there. Another thing that I super love about fingerless gloves is that you're able to actually crochet and have like a little bit of warmth on your fingers, because crocheting outside when it's like October and the leaves are all like crunchy and color changed and there's just like pumpkins galore, because in October my backyard is full of pumpkins. Just like grab your favorite cup of coffee, go outside, maybe have like a cute little shawl or blanket, and then go outside and crochet. So I think that's all I have to say about this pattern. Basically, recap, super beginner friendly. I love them. They're super cute and they're gonna be amazing gifts if you want to give them out. So if you're still sold and you want to make this, why don't we just go ahead and grab our materials and let's get hooking. All right, so first things first, you're gonna need to grab one bobbin of Premier yarn, and this one is in nighttime and I only use the bottom black portion of it. A 5.5mm crochet hook, 10 studs, one stitch counter, a pair of scissors, and one stud tool to close the backs of your studs. Now that you've got that all collected, let's go ahead and jump into that pattern. So for our foundation chain, we're gonna attach that yarn onto our hook and we're gonna chain 31. Next, in the second chain from the hook, you're going to place one single crochet, followed by one single crochet in each stitch all the way across your foundation chain. For row number 2, you're going to chain 1 and turn your project. Then in that very first stitch, you're going to place one single crochet, followed up by one single crochet in the back loop only. Then for the next 28 stitches, you're going to place one single crochet in the back loops only. Once you've reached the last stitch, you're going to place one single crochet. Next, go ahead and grab your stitch counter here, because for rows 3 through 5, you're just going to repeat everything you did for row number 2. For row number 6, you're going to chain 1 and turn your project. Then in that first stitch, you're going to place one single crochet again, followed up with one single crochet in the back loop only for the next 5 stitches. Once you reach that 5th stitch, you're going to chain 5, and this is what we're going to be using to make the hole that our thumb's going to go in. Then you're going to proceed to skip the next 5 stitches, and in that 6th stitch, you're going to do 1 single crochet in the back loop only, followed up by 1 single crochet in the back loop only for the next 19 stitches. Then when you got to that very last stitch, you're going to place 1 single crochet. For row number 7, you're going to chain 1, turn your project, and then place 1 single crochet in that very first stitch, followed up with 1 single crochet back loop in the next 19 stitches. Once you get to that 20th stitch, that's going to be the actual hole that you started to make for your thumb. So you're going to have to place 1 single crochet in each of these chain 5 stitches. It's going to look really thin, but I promise once you put another row of crochet over top of it, it gets thick and it's going to actually hold up as your thumb hole. Next, you're going to place 1 single crochet in the back loop only for the next 5 stitches. Followed by 1 single crochet in the very last stitch. Now you're going to need to grab that stitch counter again because we're going to be working with rows 8 through 25, and all we're going to do for that is repeat everything that we did in row number 2. So this is going to end up being the bulk of your mitten, and if you don't remember what row number 2 is, that's totally fine. Just go ahead and rewind it there. Otherwise, just go ahead and crochet your way through rows 8 through 25. Now we're going to work on closing up the seam here. So without cutting that working yarn, we're just going to chain 1 there, then fold the piece in half on itself, and you can see we're going to go through both pieces here to actually just close up that seam. So using 1 loop from each side of the mitten here, you're going to just do 1 single crochet, then proceed to do 1 single crochet all the way down in order to close up that seam. Next, we're going to clean up the edges here by doing a single crochet all the way around the top and bottom of the fingerless gloves. So simply chain 1 and then single crochet in each stitch all the way around to the top. Once you get to the end, all you need to do is cut the working yarn and weave in that piece of end yarn that you have. After you finished up the top and the bottom, single crocheting all the way around, all you need to do is head back to the beginning and make 1 more mitten here to complete your fingerless glove set. With both gloves made now, go ahead and turn both of them inside out. This is actually going to be the correct version and the outside of your glove that we're going to be attaching the studs onto. Now go ahead and grab your 10 studs that you have and also your stud tool if that's something that you're using, and then just simply place the studs along the top of the mitten there, just according to however you like it. I ended up just placing 1 stud in between each row. I feel like that looked the best. It was the easiest and it was a really nice way to keep everything nice and even all the way across. Also with 5 studs, it seemed to be the perfect amount for the top without it folding onto the side of your hand. So go ahead and just place your studs on there, and that's all there is to making this super quick, beginner friendly fingerless mitten pattern. Alright guys, so that was the entire pattern, and hopefully you agreed that it is an incredibly beginner friendly pattern here. And if you did, don't forget to comment down below with a black heart to let me know that you loved it and you love these type of patterns. Also, if you love fingerless gloves, if you want me to do more of these type of patterns or more fingerless glove patterns in general, I personally would love to do that, because I have a plethora of patterns for fingerless gloves. So if you guys are in this fingerless glove ghoul gang, I guess, let me know down below and I will come out with more of these patterns for you. But apart from that, thank you guys so much for crocheting along with me today, and until next time, keep on hooking.